when you've lost as many games as we have, it's always good to have a little bit more incentive when you play teams that you have a history with. Purdue, I think they have 3 wins. Great opportunity for our guys. As I said after the game, we improved in a lot of areas, but of course not enough. Defensively, guys did a lot of good things, but we didn't take the ball away enough. Offensively, those turnovers really hurt us. But that was a good football team we played against, and they beat us. So you do move on. We have a few injuries. Mike Dudick wasn't able to finish the game. We'll be able to give you a little bit more about him a little bit later on. We've had too many players thrown out of games to figure out exactly what targeting is. For our players, us getting a message across to hurt your team when you lose players like that. So disappointing in that, but a great opportunity against a good Purdue team. That's of course they beat us in a tough one here last year. A lot of the same guys back, quarterback back. A lot of their defensive guys, skilled positions, and thought they had good personnel and played well. They beat us last year. So great opportunity for our guys to play better ball and eventually get a win. It's been too long. Take a question.
How do you go about teaching the targeting thing? I know you've talked about lowering the target before.
We're different guys getting it. I mean, it's pretty simple. You have to lower your target as much as anything. A lot of the plays are not vicious targeting penalties. It's, when you're trying to make a tackle, you still have to lower your target. It's a simple.
I think you need to see to get the offense moving. I feel like defense was much improved, but offense didn't match that.
Well, just starting up front, they beat us up front, and they beat a lot of people up front. You keep that in mind. But and when you don't win that battle up front, it's tough. If we take care of the ball, the interception would be the miss play down in the end zone. We had an opportunity for a big play there. We can't miss the field goal. We had opportunity. It's kind of capitalizing on those situations we have set up, plus they have success. But you got to be able to run the ball, and when you get opportunities in the pass, you got to make it.
You've been close with some opportunities offensively, and either haven't found the end zone, had chased 2 field goals, or haven't made the field goals. Just is there something you've seen where just like there's another step that needs to be taken to finish those drives?
Well, there's definitely another step to take, and it is just about that. You need 11 guys finishing the play, but and it may be as simple as that. It seems simple. But it's hard getting 11 guys to do everything right each play. It seemed like when that mistake happened, it kind of cost us points as much as anything. First thing we need to do is take care of the ball. More better ball security, not give it to them. That would solve a lot of our problems. And again, last game, when you have red zone, turnovers too, it's just hard to.
Has the 2 quarterback look given you what you thought you get, what you wanted from that?
We're doing it to win games, and we haven't won any. But at our moment, we have protected the football a lot better this week. But we'll see. In an ideal world, you want one quarterback to play the entire year, but most of the time, a lot of times, it doesn't work out that. We'll see how it goes.
With Cam, as a coach, and you want to win games, but do you expect these growing pains as he goes along, and how do you kind of build that into your plan of how you want to use it?
Coming in when you're playing young players, yes, it's built in that you're going to make some young player mistakes. Yes, Cam got a little bit later start than some of our other freshmen did, but he took steps. He did. A lot of times on a quarterback, though, you just kind of base it a little bit on some of the decisions passing the football. We were able to move the ball a bit on the ground. A lot of that was him. There are a lot of things he did well running the football, but again, there's just no other way around. Better decisions, better throws, and passing.
How she kind of responded to?
Been great. When you're a freshman, you don't know much better. When you're eager to correct those things, get better, and that's that's where he is. Again, he missed a lot of games. He hadn't played an awful lot of football. And he had a little ankle injury there at the end, too. So he was dealing with a few things. I thought the guy showed toughness and did a lot of good.
What did Delshawn Phillips and Dele Harding add to that linebacker and the run defense?
Gave us a little bit of stability there, too. Rode a lot of guys. And that's not ideal either. We want to play, one set of backers. That's hard to do. But both guys came through. Dele Harding was coming off, a shoulder injury. Made it through physically okay. Made some plays. Delshawn Phillips got better and better as the game went along. So pleased with the linebackers.
Lovie, the run defense, the difference between the previous couple of weeks and yesterday, what did you see looking back on it?
I think run defense as a whole, first off, you can't have any major breakouts. That's where you see the run per carry average go up when they give us big plays. Stanley Green did a good job coming down into the box, making tackles, but our fits we just had a lot better at this against a very good running football team. As we talk about the steps along the way, it's these type of things that we needed to do. The defense took a step this past week. You're right.
Purdue rotates several quarterbacks.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Purdue also rotates several
Yeah.
quarterbacks in. How do you prepare for that kind of system?
It's just the same way that they prepare for us. Wisconsin did a good job. You have different packages based on who you have in the game. Just like you have different packages based on what personnel group you have in the game. You do that the same way for the quarterback. For Purdue, of course, one of their quarterbacks played against us last year. But we had to know a little bit more about him. And they're similar quarterbacks. It's not a distinct difference, difference between our two guys.
Any memories of Jeff in Tampa, or what's your familiarity with Jeff as a coach?
No, not a whole lot. He is a good football coach. His record kind of speaks for itself a little bit. Knows football, been around football all his life. Found watch it and climb up through the league.
Mentioned a lot of the same personnel for Purdue, but how do you see the schemes being different with Purdue? Head coach?
Well, last year they had a spread attack that they used against them. They had some success against us last year, too. I just know this year, similar approach with some of the things, but they're multiple with what they do. They run the ball, yes, but passing-wise, you kind of name it, they have it. A lot of trick plays. So it's one of those games where you really need to be disciplined in what you do, especially the back end. Some of the, the big play opportunities that they try.
Obviously, you recruited these guys for reasons, but as you've had 8 games with them, what have you learned about your first recruiting class?
I think the recruiting class, I think it's a good recruiting class. Young guys have, growing up weekly. We've seen improvement from when they got on campus, first game to now. The next step, though, is taking those improvements and finding a way to finish games. But I've been pleased with all of our young players, putting them into a tough situation early on and them responding and coming to work every day and just going through everything a young freshman needs to becoming a college athlete.
What have you thought of just how your staff goes about that process and has found talent so far?
We need as a staff find a way to get over that hump, like we're talking about for our players, but the guys are working to do.
Coach, what do you think about these renderings you got here, and how much input did you have?
Thanks for asking. Think a lot about it. You've been in. It's not raining on our building, anything like that inside right now. But it's always good to have a new building. Recruiting is a lot about facilities and what's in front of athletes when they come on your campus. Once we get our new facility completed, it's going to be a showcase that has to help the overall plan for how we're bringing our football program back. So, very excited for our athletes to get a chance to come and train in a facility like that.
Did you have any specific thing you said, hey, I want one of
A few
these?
things. Right, Warren? A few things. It was a joint effort going through, put a lot of time and, evaluating everyone else's different facilities throughout the country. So we feel good about everything that will be inside. It's about the people always, no matter what type of facility you have. We feel good about the type of training, the type of teaching that we can get done in a state-of-the-art facility.
Josh has a lot of ambition, big goals. Just what have you thought about what he's trying to do here with the football program? And just
That's how it's been with Josh since day one. We came in about the same time, identifying the things we needed to improve. And yes, about the facility, but it's everything. It's about the meals, it's just throughout on things that an athlete needs on a daily basis. Where athletes live on campus, we've done an awful lot trying to improve the situation here for our athletes. Of course, our athletic director is spearheading that charge, going in that direction.
just in your experience, to have that kind of ambition and high goals. I mean, GMs, owners, what does that mean for just an organization top down?
It means a lot, and that's what's necessary too. That's what's needed to compete at that level. We're not going and we're not going to have more than what everybody else has, but you do have to keep up with what everyone else has throughout. And that's what we're doing, steady, constantly trying to improve the situation for everybody associated with the athletic department. And as I talk specifically, our football program.
Lovie, Josh talked about trusting the process right now for the football program to be more successful. Is that something you guys talk about as a coaching staff with your players? Does that mitigate any of the frustration that comes with wanting to win now?
No, it has nothing to do with us wanting to win. We want to win as we're trusting the process and going through the process. You want to win every game. Most of the time, it doesn't happen that way. You have to be realistic about where you are when you start, and then how long it'll take when we get over the hump. You never know when that will be, but you just have to keep coming to work each day, which we're doing. We do trust the process. And when you've been through the process before, it lets you trust it even more. So that's where we are. Frustration still, losing as many games as we have, but eventually we'll get over the hump. The process will pay dividends eventually.
You mentioned offensively and needing to be able to run the ball as some of your options there have been taken away with injuries. Has that changed what you've been able to do or what you need to do there?
Oh, I can. Yeah, you look at our roster, we've lost some good players that aren't playing all the way back to training camp. Part of the process is those injuries are going to happen. And you start getting the next guy ready. That's what we've done. We're missing some good players, like everyone, but again, we get some valuable reps for the players that we need to find a way to win with the players we're working with right now.
Any chance you get Ravon back this week?
Chance, we'll know more. The day is players' day off. We'll know more tomorrow. Of course, a player like Ravon, we can't wait to get him back. Hopefully it won't be very long. Thank you. Happy Halloween.